Hello everybody, Redicon here. Welcome to another Dokkan battle video. I feel like this is the recurrent theme of me just doing this every single video, but I apologize for my delay on putting these videos out, man. So the inevitable showdown extra missions are available for this particular event. The seriously serious all-out battles, the second stage, more specifically, has some EX missions that we're going to be tackling along. So I will be able to show you that in this video. Sorry, we had a small cut there. So let me show you guys the missions available here. So if you were more interested in the serious tickets, those tickets that can give you a free, hopeful free mercenary towel, then you were only going to clear the event once, and that was it. And they can give you the extra tickets that you needed. So now we have these other missions that we haven't done yet. So we have to clear this within 8 turns with a full team of 6 int type characters. And we also had to beat this within 5 turns, and then we had to beat this with an extreme team. So we'll get on that. I'm hopeful that this team that we have here is competitive enough to try to beat it within that turn threshold, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and jump in with this team. I don't think this is the same team that we used for the previous run, the previous stage, so it shouldn't be too bad, right? There's also some news regarding Dokkan with the missions of certain events that are coming up, right? Oh boy, this is not a great start. None of these guys are like slot 1 characters. We'll do this and we'll do that. So again, yeah, news regarding certain missions of certain events. It seems that the missions of the following events will be updated in early July, which is the Master It Special Technique of Hope, which is the limited attempt events, the limited attempt event that we keep getting whenever it's a Dokkan Day, right? Or the God Level Intensive Training, Search for Greater Power. I don't remember which event is that one. I will have to check, but I think it's on the growth. No, is it on the growth section? The I don't remember, but those 2 events are going to get updated with like special missions and stuff like that, which is cool. More so that it just seems to be confirming that those missions are more so going to get updated during the global Dokkan campaign that's coming up, right? Do keep in mind that around next month is when we could start seeing some developments with that, right? So do keep an eye out for that. I feel like that is going to be a very hype event altogether. Not a very hype event, a very hype celebration altogether. So do keep an eye out for that one. Because it is pretty cool, right? It is what they are advertising as a anniversary level celebration. So you want to say like keep an eye out for those events coming up, right? And start saving your dragon stones. Like if you're still summoning for Tau, you don't need to. don't continue summoning for Tau, man. So that is like I have been trying to see if I can be able to get videos up on time, because it's been a rough hassle for me. Actually, these news came out actually at 4 a.m. my time, so there wasn't any like moments in time that I was gonna be able to cover them, especially when it's the weekend, bro. I'm not gonna wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning and be like, Dokkan, you have some news to share? Nah, we're good. So, very curious as to, like, now that we're getting closer and closer to the topics and the reveal of the celebration. Things like that, right? Alright, so we're on turn 3. We're somewhat getting closer to taking this man down, but his HP is pretty high. So we might take our sweet little while to do this. Nice dodge, buddy. Let's go. Okay. Oh, Gohan is trying. Gohan is not doing like the most amount of damage, but we got some additionals. We got some additionals coming in, so that can also help us out here. Okay. Yeah, we need the damage. Being this, of course, within 5 turns is always like tedious. At least for me, I don't like turn threshold missions. But you can most definitely get it done. So this is a very overpowered team as well. Like trying to get it done with this setup. We got the 10th anniversary characters. You got Gotenks. You got the Super ECA for Super Saiyan Blue Cow Goku, which is still very a helpful unit. You got... I think that's it. I think that's everybody. Did I cover everybody? Yeah, most of these characters are like the 10th anniversary units, Gotenks, and Blue Cow Goku Super ECA, but this is the same team that we used to tackle in the previous one, in the previous stage, to try to clear it within that amount of turns. So hopefully you guys have something similar to take it down within that turn threshold. Do keep in mind that these missions do go away at the end of this month, at the end of June. It's surprising. Oh, thank you. Keep going with those additions. It's surprising because they are just basically giving you the hints away, right? Oh, well, we're somewhat preparing for something that's gonna happen during the during this end of June, right? Typically, we're gonna be getting an LR for part 2, and then there will be like a dead period until we get like a countdown for it, because it's sort of gonna be resembling of what we had during the 9th anniversary, not the 10th. So during the 9th anniversary, we typically had the waiting time and, you know, countdown and things like that. 35, Jesus. So if it paints you the picture a little bit more clearer, we're gonna get a LR for part 2 maybe next week. Actually, this week maybe. Who knows? And then we'll possibly start seeing some reveals and countdown stuff closer to the end of the month, because we're thinking maybe the countdown and things like that happens on the 30th, right as these missions go away. Do keep in mind as well that Dokkan Day typically happens within the 15th and then the 30th. So I'm thinking to myself that there's not gonna be an end of June Dokkan Fest. More so that we're just gonna get a countdown celebration. But we are getting, I think we're still getting Dokkan Day, like the special tickets and things like that. So we'll see what goes down there. So, oh, well, there you go. This is the overpowered team trying to take down these missions. So we took it down within 5 turns. Do not worry, I will leave some timestamps in the description so you guys can be able to jump in to the actual mission of your interest. Once you jump into that, then you can be able to go into whichever it is your preference and see how we took it down, right? So now we will move on. So let's, I'm not even gonna cut here, so let's go over here real quick. We clear that up. I'll collect all the missions at the end, but we'll jump over back here and we took this one down, right? The beat it within 5 turns. So now we're gonna build an all-int team that we have to beat this within 8 turns. That's another like pickle for me. They can make these missions and it's like, oh, you know what, I don't mind. But beating this within that amount of turns is tedious. So what am I thinking here? I actually should pause for team building because I don't know what this like. This is gonna be a long video. So let me pause real quick and I'll build a team and we'll kick it off. All right, I think this one can be a decent way to do it, right? We got a full uncontrollable power lineup that we can possibly try to take this down within 8 turns. We'll see. That is the only like tedious part of the missions, right? The turn threshold, at least for me, can be quite frustrating. But that's because, you know, I want to have a special window for me to tackle these, and I just don't want to have a struggle, right? Like for example, we have that mission where we can beat it with a full extreme team, and that doesn't have any like turn threshold missions, right? Like you don't have to beat this super fast. Meanwhile, on this one, this one actually has you like, oh well, now you gotta beat it within this amount of turns. What you gonna do about that? Okay, so not a lot of great linking partners either for this Broly. That's another issue. Alright, so we'll do this. You're good with this, and then you're good with that. So we gotta beat this within 8 turns. I'm assuming some of these Broly characters. We got the Super ECA for Janemba and Boo, which they can hit pretty hard. It could help us out here taking down these guys. Super ECA, Super ECA Buhan ended up on slot 3, so that's slot 7. Sorry. So that's a bit of an oopsie for us here. All right, he got stunned. And of course, the type disadvantage and everything like that is going to be it's going to be particularly slower, especially with some of these characters that they need to build up and stuff. So. Yeah, at least with Hirudegarn, it's gonna take us a bit, but I think we should be fine. I did want to have Boo and Buhan linking up together, because you know they share some few links here and there together. All right, so Broly doesn't like having Broly with you know his same name. He's not gonna be linking up well together, since they have the same name and stuff, so. Okay. I actually do want to do this before streaming, because I did mention that I was going to stream during the morning time. So, we'll see. Oh, yeah, so sorry. So the events that are going to get updated in early June, the ones that we were talking about and stuff. Shouts to our boy Bringer, our beautiful mod. So he's talking about the Link skill orbs. That event is going to get updated. And then of course we got the God level intensifying training, which is the Whis event. Those 2 events are going to get updated. It's a bit of a first quote-unquote direct bit of evidence that supports that the global Dokkan campaign might be kicking off during or on July 7th, right? So seems pretty hype for me. Of course, July 7th, typically that's the time where we celebrated the global anniversary, right? And that's possibly going to be replaced, of course, with the actual global Dokkan campaign. Wuhan took a lot of damage there. Then again, he is not pretty well situated in this team, maybe. This is well, he's not linking pretty well either with the pro lease and stuff, so. Okay, so we're on turn 3. I do have to keep an eye out for the turn threshold. That's... See, this is the problem. We could set up for having another int team to try to take this down as well, because I just chose uncontrollable power, seeing as okay, but we're gonna die at some point. Okay, seeing as I saw Int Broly available, I was like, okay, you know what, we can use Int Broly as it's a nice little leader for this, so we can take it down. But man, taking some heavy damage here. Let me leave Boo. No. Let me leave this rotation like this. Boo can revive for us if he doesn't dodge here. Yeah, let's try it out. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Well, we'll take the revive. The only thing is though, that wastes a turn though. Yeah. We're on turn 5. I need some magic now. So we got the revive, so we got some support from our good old boy Broly. And we're not gonna take too much damage. But we're not dealing as much damage as we would like either, so that's the problem. Okay, there's the additionals. Oh man. Yeah, we only have 3 more turns in order for us to get this done, and I'm not seeing the vision here on this one. I might have to switch it up. Let me see what other people used for this, because this this one is looking a bit tedious. Nope. Yeah, like look at the amount of HP that he still has. We have not done a singular bit of effort to try to take him down. I want to do that Ghost Rusher just yet. No. I want to hit rotor control so get his like dodges in. So yeah, we have 2 more turns, man. There's no... I don't think we can do this. I might have to like swap it out to like a different team. Let me have a look-see. Also, I apologize for the delay. It's been like, I'm realizing it now, it's been almost like a week. Yeah, it's been a little bit over a week since these missions came out, so trying to attempt these is pretty tedious, so. Alright, if this team doesn't work, I found an interesting team setup that we can use. But this kinda sucks. That you know, I actually really wanted to have this team to be the it factor, but man, yeah, the amount of damage that we're doing is not super fun. All right, so do keep in mind, and then we've already gotten the revive buffs and stuff. So let me keep Janemba on slot 1. Imagine if we just get killed. All right, one more turn. I don't think we're doing this. And this is just a dead run at this point, unfortunately. Getting some additionals here and there, not bad. I hate it now. I'm seeing my microphone levels. Everything's being picked up. Like even when I'm breathing. Okay, well, GG, chat. Might have to switch it around here and there. You know what? Yeah, like it's over. We're not gonna deal like 4 HP bars immediately. So let's I'll pause here and then we'll come back like right we're in the middle of the event. Alright, so a little bit of a delay. I did pause a little bit, but we've been here for... me clearing the event is going to show a different time. So, yeah, we've been here quite a bit. The thing is, though, you guys are not going to see it, but I'm just going to spoil it. I was playing a little bit of Night Rain. Ningen told me to go ahead and play with him a little bit, and so I paused the recording. There might be the time that we beat this is gonna be like over 2 hours, but I don't think you need the 2 hours, right? So we got a nice little setup here with legendary existence and or Super Saiyans, with Namegoku being the leader, and then of course if you use a Vegito friend, that can help you out as well. Vegito friend is just basically gonna be your final trump card, basically, in terms of utilizing his active skill, getting the most amount of damage as you can in this one, and make sure that you get things done right here. So this shouldn't be too bad. I actually could have put Namegoku on slot 1, so that way he could have gotten his additionals. Just one more additional would have been helpful, but you know, so see, I did see that super attack coming in, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to take that damage. So pretty good stuff there. So I actually don't know. I did say that I was going to stream on the second channel, but that actually took a few hours for me to just entertain Ningen with well, not entertain Ningen, entertain myself as well, because I need to start taking down these night lords, man. Alright, this should be the final turn. Of course, we had the Vegito active skill available for us, so he can help us deal some good damage, the same as the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and the GT ECA Vegeta. I forgot to show the team, so we got the composition there. The some of the units in here are not relatively new, apart from, you know, Daimagoku, the LR Broly, and of course Vegito you can be able to use as a friend. But we got Namegoku as the leader, Daima Super Saiyan Goku, you got LR Int Broly, you got the Int ECA GT Super Saiyan Vegeta, and you got Super Saiyan. Well, they transforming Gotenks, right? There's one more that I'm missing out on, and the Super Saiyan Trio, the old Super Saiyan Trio. So they can be used on this little lineup here, and you could be pretty good. Of course, depending on the amount of like you can use Vegito to your leisure, right? Just try to make sure that you save it all the way to the end, so that way you take advantage. Right on turn 8, right, where we were able to cap things off here, is where we can be able to take these guys down. So yeah, do make sure to do that. That was, yeah, like it almost was like 2 hours, but it actually took me a little bit less, right? So yeah, there you go. This is the team. You can be able to use that to your leisure. Now we go ahead and jump in to the next mission. All right, so now we got the final mission that we gotta do here. So let's jump back here. And it is that we got to take this down with a full extreme team, right? Extreme AGL, extreme tech, int, STR, and physical. So if we jump back over in the game, you guys can see the little lineup here. We're going to go with a little bit of a tournament participants variant led by STR Cell. Typically, I'm not too much of a fan of Cell. You guys know me. You guys remember. But, you know, we'll take advantage of that. So... Alright, most of these guys are on tournament participants, so we can get a little bit of help here for the boy Cell. The only thing is, though, are we going to take enough damage for Cell to get his revive? That is the question. Because, of course, it'll help him out with the buffs that he can be able to get and stuff, but... I don't know. We'll have to keep putting him on slot 1 in order for him to, like, get supered and stuff like that, so... we'll take it. But now, this shouldn't be too much of a problem, because we can take all the time in the world and try to take this one down. So... and see if we can be able to try to take it down, right? Then the actuality is I just get destroyed by a super attack, and it's like, well, you gotta do it again. But this team should be fine. This team should be good to get it done. I will float off that hit, so that way the int hit can be linked up with the SDR hit and got Goku. Oh, we're getting super here. Let's see. Not much damage. This physical Bojack is a pretty useful unit. He's free, right? You guys can be. You only just need to do the world tournament stuff to get him. Alrighty. So yeah, let me float off hit. We're not getting, I mean, I'm hopeful that we get just super on slot 1, but at this point, I'm not going to try to focus too much on trying to get the super attack. I'll just make sure to get things done. Alright. Yeah. Right now, it's gonna be a small deadish period at the moment, right? We're possibly gonna be able to get some hints for the next LR coming in for part 2. And we're getting also closer and closer to the reveal of what the Million Arena event is going to give us. That also is going to be pretty interesting to look at. So, very curious to see what it entails and how will it work, so that way we can be able to do videos on it. If it's going to be a substitute to the whole chain battle thing, then it's also going to be pretty interesting too. Nice dodge there by Cell. Love to see that. And then maybe we start getting hints for the global Dokkan campaign and stuff like that. So that also could be pretty good. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. Yeah, took a little bit of a break. Tried to do the whole thing with Elden Ring, Night Rain. I do have to make sure that I keep playing, because that way I continue going through the through the Night Lords and things like that. So okay, and now is where we can start getting bound for super attacks and things like that. But I floated off Hit, and I'm gonna float off Hit and got Goku again. That sucks. Alright, let's do this. Come on, you know you want a super attack, Cell. Come on. Yeah, this is not gonna kill us. Pretty sure. Oh, it did some damage, actually. But not close enough to where we can die, but it is what it is. Can you imagine this team actually gets it done before the 5 turns that you have to beat it with? Because we are dealing some nice little damage here. If it does beat it within 5 turns, I will show it here on camera. I'll be like, hey, so well, you can beat it with this team, a full extreme team, within 5 turns. That also helps. And we're doing some good damage. Is that the friend Cell? We did some nice little extra attacks there. Oh no, that was my Cell. Okay. Look at you. Look at you go. When did that Cell came out? He came out before, like, after the anniversary, didn't he? Yeah, no, like April Fools, close to April Fools, because we got the whole Cell invades Dokkan thing. So I'm not thinking he's gonna come back that quick. Who do we have yet to return into the game? Because I think the next, whenever we get the global Dokkan campaign, that's gonna make sure that we get some nice little returns. And I'm thinking that it's gonna be LRs. It's not gonna be like your dual Dokkan Fest characters and things like that. So we can just possibly see like LRs coming into the game, giving us a little bit of, you know, some decent animations and some hype up characters, right, for that celebration. That would be pretty cool. Now, I kind of don't want to get revived anymore. See if we can be able to get this done within the 5 turn thresholds. But if we do get revived, then I wouldn't be angry either. We already took down the 5 turn mission, so there's no need to keep pushing for that. Double digit damage, that's not bad. And 21 million. Our boy Cell. I mean, tournament participants certainly did get some pretty substantial buffs. Whether you look at it on the extreme side or on the superclass side, we did get some pretty nice substantial buffs for this team, the tournament participants, so it can have a different variation of build-ups, right? It's like looking at it, we're getting new categories like mission execution, right? Mission execution, you can add Glorio into the team, so that is some other team builds that you can use with Glorio. Same thing with like this tournament participants team. You can be able to do certain different variations of team builds with other characters, and it's still going to help with the category itself, right? All right, man, look at that. Closer and closer to getting it done within 5 turns. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're like, just need Cell to super attack on slot 1, and then bada bing, bada boom, we're done. Or we just put the Cell on slot 1, either way, this fight ends on this turn, which means that we beat it within 5 turns, so that's good. So that is all the missions. Let me go ahead and skip the active skill here. Yeah, that should be all the missions done, so good to go. Yeah, we'll leave Cell finish things off. Who would have thought that this Cell was gonna put in some good work here? Okay, not bad. I mean, this event is not... Oh my god, it's super difficult. Nah, the event is fine. But Cell actually showing out. Okay, I see you, Cell. Not a lot of people are gonna have these guys, so let me look at a different extreme team that you guys can be able to use. Of course, the Broly team, you guys can be able to use that just like the same way that we used that team in the first stage. Tried to take that stage down. I feel like that is another extreme team setup that you guys can be able to use with like the Brolys and things like that, and that way you can be able to take down this fight, because this fight is not difficult at all. You're just gonna... And now you have a little bit of a space to try to take these guys down in a quicker fashion, because it doesn't, you had to beat this within 5 turns, or you had to beat this within 8 turns with a full int team, which is not going to do a lot of damage because type disadvantage and things like that. But this time around, we did it with this team, and it was within 5 turns. So there you go, not bad, not too shabby. So let's go over to our mission tab and gather our EX missions here. Boom, there you go. I know it's a little bit of an older video, so like trying to take this down, you could have taken it down ages ago, right? But here we go. I was able to finally do it. So let me know down in the comments below how you guys went along and beat these missions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all, hopefully, in the next video. Bye-bye.